coming down on your mat. We're going to keep the class quite gentle. Taking time as always just to listen to the body, anything that comes up, making any adjustments that we need. So just let everything fall out to the side, the palms facing upwards. Let the feet feel heavy, just let them drop out. And take a moment just to close your eyes. Maybe you've had a busy morning. Maybe the mind is feeling quite active. You just want to let everything slow down. As you know, the breath is always in and out of the nose. The nose naturally cleanses the breath. So let's start to be aware of it. Generally day to day we don't give the breath much thought, but for the next hour or so we are going to have that awareness of our breath. Starting to feel the breath getting deeper, growing longer. And as you exhale, just see if you can let your body go a little more. Knowing that the floor is supporting you. Every exhalation, the body just gets heavier and heavier. Allow the face to soften and the jaw. Letting go of anything you're holding in the hands. And as you inhale, just start to inhale into your heart space. That space of self-care. That space of self-love. Starting to feel it expand. Being kind to your body as you move through your practice today. Let there be no judgment, just kind words. Just maybe softly opening the eyes. We're going to draw the knees in towards the chest. Squeeze the knees in, just make sure the chin is tucked in as well. And then if you take hold of the outside edge of your feet in happy baby pose, pushing the lower back into the mat even more. Maybe drawing the soles of the feet together and the knees further towards the shoulders. Feeling the shoulders down on your mat. That breath is still long. Inhaling and exhaling. From here, maybe just starting to take the right leg out to the side. You can always hold the back of the right leg. Pulling that right leg out, or maybe holding the toes, maybe holding the foot. Just feeling length in the back of the right leg. Bringing in that right foot. And then start to do the same with the left leg. Take it long. Feeling into that hip. Breath is still long. Drawing that foot back in. This time give yourself a hug, bringing the knees in, squeeze them in. Draw both heels up to the ceiling, supporting the back of the legs. Shoulders relaxed. Inhaling, and as you exhale, just see if the hands want to creep up the legs. Maybe drawing the legs closer to you. Remember, there's no judgment. We're just finding our edge. That spot that feels good. Every exhalation, just listening. Maybe moving. Maybe holding. We're going to stay for 2 more breaths. Taking that bend back into the knees, squeezing the knees in, giving yourself a hug. We're going to take a gentle rock side to side, just massaging through the back. Keeping the movement just slow. We're going to take a roll onto the right side when you're ready. Coming up really slowly. And grabbing your block. So sitting on your block. Crossing the legs. Have the left foot in front if you can, and then the right foot in front of that. Taking a moment to lengthen through the spine. Just rest the hands down. Relaxing the shoulders. Let's inhale, bring both hands up, palms come together. We're keeping the shoulders relaxed. And we're going to exhale the hands back to the heart center. This time as we inhale, we're rising the arms up. And I want you just to think of an affirmation, bringing the hands to the heart center and closing the eyes. Repeating that affirmation to yourself like a mantra over and over again. And then inhaling, bringing the arms back up. Exhaling back to your heart center. Last inhale here, reach up. Let's drop the right hand and stretch over with that left arm, maybe looking upwards. Bending into the right elbow. Coming back to center, palms come back together. And let's drop the left arm, bend into that elbow and stretch over with the right. Maybe looking up, maybe the gaze is forwards. Coming back to center, palms back together. We're going to send the hands behind, link your fingers, and just pull your shoulders back. Maybe the gaze is up, opening into the throat area. Feeling the breath traveling into the throat. And that slow exhale out. Releasing the arms. We're going to take a walk forward with the hands. So that right knee is still in front. We're shifting the weight forward. Maybe we can come onto our block, maybe onto our bolster. We're going to drop the elbows if we can and just let the head go. So just finding that point once again that feels good for you. We're easing into the lower back here, allowing any tension to release. Let's stay for one more breath. Walking the hands back up, taking our time. I'm going to get you just to change the cross of your legs, so bring that right foot in and that left foot in front. We're going to take a twist, left hand over to the right thigh and pull your right shoulder back, sending the gaze behind you. Slowly travel back to center and we're going to change sides. So right hand over towards that left thigh, pull that left shoulder back. Breathing all the way into the belly. Slow release out. Coming back to center, we've got one more fold. So taking that walk again, dropping the head, dropping the elbows if you can, folding forwards. Always take support if you need. Maybe one side is easier, one side is more challenging. Just feeling that space in the lower back. Letting go of anything you're holding. Last breath here. Taking that walk again, slowly up, all the way to seated. Bring the hands to the knees and we're just then going to take the right hand on the left side of the head and take a stretch with the neck. Just close your eyes. Peel that left shoulder down. Taking that as far as you need today. Last breath. Slowly release. Feeling that space in the left side. We've got the other side to do, so just take your right hand onto the right side of your head. Close your eyes, delve inwards into the neck. Really let that right shoulder go. The right arm is heavy. The more we hold, the deeper the body can go. Release, coming back up. Let's shift our block away now. Let's come onto our hands, onto our knees, into our table pose. We're going to start to reach with our right hand and our left leg, gazing to the mat, finding our balance. Maybe staying here, maybe kicking back and taking hold of that left foot. Everything is optional. Keeping that neck long. We've got one more breath. Release back to your table. Just tuck the toes, head into a downward dog, stretch through the arms, stretch through the legs. Fingers nice and wide. Send that breath all the way down the spine. And maybe sighing out of the mouth. Letting go of anything that's happened this week, anything that doesn't serve. Taking back your energy. Again, inhaling in, sighing out of the mouth. Slowly dropping the knees back to your mat, bringing you back to that table position. Relax the toes. We've got that left arm now, long, reaching. Right leg too. Making sure you're not dipping into the back, pulling the tummy away from your mat. And then maybe that option of kicking back, holding the right foot. Right arm is strong, it's supporting you, engaging all the muscles. Slowly release, dropping back to your table. Separate the knees here as wide as your mat. Bring your big toes together and sit back into a child's pose. Drop your head. Breathe into the shoulders and exhale any tension here. And breathing in, releasing out. Pressing pause on that outside world, just starting to delve further inwards. And not feeling guilty for taking this time for you. We're much more able to serve and care for others when we look after ourselves first. So last breath here. When you come up, we come back to that table position, the knees under the hips, the hands under the shoulders. And we're then going to walk our hands as if we're trying to reach the top of our mat. From here, we drop just the forehead down, the bottom stays high, and we stretch through our arms. You should feel that even into the armpits. If you can't feel it, walk your fingers even more forward on your mat. Make sure you're not dipping into the back. Tuck the pelvis in a little so you feel that stretch also into the chest. It's more of a front body stretch rather than the back body. We've got 2 more breaths. It is an area that can hold a lot of tightness. Last breath. We take that slow walk back. Hands come back under the shoulders. And we delve back into our down dog. So we're pushing back, sending those heels down, fingers wide. And if you aim to squeeze your inner arms, it opens up into your shoulder. So you're not shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears, you're peeling them back. Knowing at any time you can take rest in your child's pose. We're going to take the right leg back into a 3-legged dog. The weight is still evenly in the hands. Just stretching that leg back. We're going to step it forward towards our hands into a deep lunge. We're going to bring both hands on the inside edge of our right foot. We can also grab our block here and rest the hands on the block. We're staying here, we're breathing deeply, we're pushing back into our left heel, taking it back. Maybe we drop down onto the elbows, maybe we drop down onto our support, taking that a little deeper. But again, only if it feels good. Great one for the psoas muscle, that muscle of emotion, muscle that connects the upper and lower body. Two more breaths. Last one. We're going to come back onto the hands if we went down and just take a stretch and an open with that right arm. Really twist the chest towards the knee, stretching that right arm up. Let's drop that right hand, outer edge of the right foot, and step it straight back into our down dog. We also have that option of resting in child's pose. Relax the head, relax the neck, push back even more, make the arms nice and long. We're going to send the left leg back now for our 3-legged dog the other side. Fingers are wide, palms are even and flat. Making sure you're not holding the breath. We're bringing that leg forward, we're stepping into our lunge. Left foot forward and the hands on the inside edge of that left leg. We want to send that right heel back as far as we can, feeling that stretch. Connecting back in with the breath. Maybe staying on the hands, maybe dropping to the elbows, maybe dropping to our block or some support. Checking in with this side, how does it feel? Is it tighter? Is it looser? Are you holding anything here? It's quite normal when we practice, emotions can come up. It's the body's way of releasing. So going back to always being kind with yourself. We're going to come back onto our hands. Right hand is staying down and we're stretching and twisting towards our left knee. Left hand is reaching. Any shoulder issues, you can always drop that hand to your lower back. We're going to frame that left foot, step it back to our down dog, heels back, and then drop the knees down to your mat, drop the forehead and release the arms alongside the legs into our balasana, letting the shoulders go. Breathing all the way into the belly. We're going to take a slow roll upwards. We're going to bring the right hand behind us, pointing away, fingers pointing away. And we're going to breathe in and reach up with that left arm, maybe pushing into the hips. That's optional. Holding here, stretching back, opening into the heart space. We're going to roll it back down and fold back into that child's pose position, dropping the head, releasing the arms. Always checking in with the body, always listening. Our body's always talking to us, telling us what it likes, what it doesn't like, and telling us what it needs. We're going to be coming up once again very slowly, rolling upwards. And then that left hand is stepping back towards the corner of our mat. And we're breathing in, we're reaching up, maybe pushing the hips. We don't have to, we can just keep the hips down. Stretching long with that right arm. Gauging the left. Lovely hip opener, chest opener, throat opener. And slowly bringing the body back. We want to take rest again, so folding forward into your balasana, dropping the arms, dropping the head, releasing the jaw and the tongue. How is the body feeling as you work through your practice today? Maybe you're already feeling some differences in both the body and the mind. We're going to roll ourselves back up. Let's take that link again with the hands, pulling the shoulders back. And this time pushing up onto the knees, separating the feet a little. And then starting to fold forwards, you can always drop to your block. We're going to send the crown of the head or the forehead, if that's uncomfortable, down to the mat, pulling the shoulders, the arms back. So you also have that option of just dropping your forehead. Make sure there's no pain in the neck. Maybe massaging the crown chakra or the third eye, depending on your positioning. Very slowly drop back to your balasana, release your arms, drop the forehead now to the mat, and just rotate side to side. A slow movement, like you're massaging through the whole of the forehead. And one, if you suffer with any tension, any headaches, a gentle stimulation of that third eye point, that point of intuition, that point of inner knowing. Coming back to center. Send the arms long, it's like you're trying to reach the top of your mat. Push up, hands come under the shoulders, and then send your body back into that down dog position. Heels back, arms long, legs long. We're going to start to walk towards our hands. Keep some distance so the feet are hip width apart, and just let the body hang forward. Whole body is heavy, the upper body is just falling down. No tension in the neck. We're going to slowly come up, taking our time. The head is the last thing to come up. We push the spine up to the mat first of all. And we rotate all the way up to standing. I'm going to get you to step back with your right foot. Left foot is staying forward and the hips are staying forward as well. We're going to send the hands either to the elbows, so you're just holding on to your elbows, or the other option is, if you have no pain in your shoulders, is you bring the hands into a prayer position. Whatever one you've tried or you're coming to, try not to dip into the lower back, so just tuck the tailbone under. We're going to inhale and we're going to start to fold forwards towards our left leg. If it doesn't feel okay with your arms in this position, you can always bring your hands to your hips. You can always bring your hands down to a block. Breath is nice and long. Maybe as you exhale, you go a little deeper. Maybe just where you're at is the best place right now. We're going to be coming up really slowly, gazing at our toes as we come up, keeping that head down. Remember, the head is the last thing to come up. And then releasing those arms. Let's take a breath in, reach up with the arms, palms together. Exhale down to your heart space. And we're going to keep the hands here as we start to take the weight into that left foot. Maybe we just stay on the right toes and this is enough today. Maybe we start to kick back and send that right leg back, folding into warrior three. Hands can stay where they are, or the hands can go out to the side, or the hands can even reach forwards. You're going to decide the best version for you. So staying in that version, squeezing that right glute. We're going to very slowly start to come back up, drop that right foot back together. Inhale, send the arms long. Exhale, start to hinge from the hips, folding down, dropping down slowly. Hands can come to your block, they can come to your toes, they can come to the back of the legs as we take that forward fold. Breath is long. We start to inhale, pushing the spine up to the ceiling. We're going to bring the palms back together. We're going to exhale to the heart center. Come back to your affirmation for a moment. That short positive statement. Close your eyes. Finding that balance in the feet. Finding that sense of grounding. Coming back to your true self. Blinking the eyes open and releasing the hands. So this time it's our right foot that's going forward. Our left foot is just out to the side of our mat. We can keep our hands on our hips for a moment just to make sure your hips are facing forward. We then decide, where do we want our arms? Maybe that foot needs to come a little bit more forward as we come down. So our hands are maybe on our elbows, maybe they're in that prayer position, or maybe they stay on the hips. We inhale into the chest and we exhale and we start to fold forwards over our right leg. Remember, if once you get there it doesn't feel okay, you make any adjustments. You know your body best. If you're delving deeper, it's your exhalation that you're using to come down. Breath is long. We slowly start to make our way back up. Remember, the head is coming up last. Releasing those arms, breathing in, stretching up. Arms are long. Palms come together, hands come down to the heart. We're starting to take the weight onto the right leg now. So maybe just tipping forward a little, maybe staying on the left toes, maybe coming into that version of our warrior three, sending that left leg back. You also can move your arms out to the side, maybe going forward. You are going to decide. We start to come back up. Bring the feet together, take that stretch upwards. Exhale, bring the arms down alongside you. We're going to inhale, reach up. We're going to exhale back to our heart center, and last time, close the eyes, find your balance. Come back to your positive affirmation. Find the breath, feeling that breath coming in and out of the chest. Breath is long. We start to inhale, bring the arms up once again. We exhale all the way down towards our toes, relaxing the head, Releasing the arms. We're going to take a step back with the right leg and the left for one plank pose, pushing away from our mat. We also can drop down to the elbows. We can take rest in Balasana. We're going to lower down to our mats. And we're going to come to a cobra pose. So relax the toes. Just start to shift the hands forward. Maybe the elbows are under the shoulders in a gentle cobra. Gaze is forward. Maybe we take the hands further forward and we push up into a stronger cobra. Again, coming back to what your body needs. We exhale, we fold back down to our mat. We bring our hands underneath our shoulders. We tuck the toes and we push into our down dog. Pushing up, pushing back, making any adjustments and stretching long. We're going to send that right leg back for a three-legged dog. And we're going to roll that knee in towards the chest and then drop it down between the hands and shift that left leg back and long, relaxing the toes. We're coming to our pigeon pose. So maybe we drop all the way down with the forehead to the mat. Or maybe we take some support for the head as we come down. The hips are central, they're in line. You can always prop the right glute with a block if you need. And we're coming back to our breath. Another great asana for the psoas, that muscle of emotion. A release for the hips and the pelvis. And feeling that into the right glute. Everything is slow. Everything is long. But one more breath. We start to walk those hands back either side of our right knee. And we step straight back into that down dog position. Pushing back, fingers wide, heels towards the back of the mat. Squeezing those inner arms to open the shoulders. How is the body feeling? Maybe you're already feeling more space. Maybe you're already feeling more free. We're going to take that left leg back. Squeeze that left glute for our three-legged dog. We're going to hug that left knee to the chest. Drop that left knee down and take your right leg long, shuffling it back as far as you can. We're going to come straight down, forehead to the mat, forehead to that support, whatever you need. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed, the arms are resting. No tension in the hands. Just finding your breath. We're staying for a few more breaths here. Last breath. We then come back onto our hands either side of that left knee. Tucking the toes of that right foot. Last down dog here. Stepping back, stretching back. We're going to take a walk forward, sending our feet to the side of our yoga mat and then squatting down into a deep squat. You can also sit on your block here if you need. We're going to take that right arm around our knee if it's doable. If not, we just keep the right hand down. Right hand back, left arm goes back to meet it. If our fingers don't meet and we don't have a strap to hand, you're going to stay with the version of dropping the right hand down and the left arm up. So there's always options. Remember, you can sit on a block if you need. We're going to take a slight twist towards that left arm. Sometimes there's a clicking of the shoulder here, a release. Releasing that right side. Threading that left arm now around the left knee, taking the right arm back to meet it. Or come into that version of dropping the left hand down. We're taking that twist and pulling the right shoulder back if we're linking. Holding here. Remember, you can grab your block to sit on. Coming back slowly, releasing the arms, sitting down on your mat. And we're going to take the legs wide and long. If you do struggle sometimes sitting, you can roll up a blanket or something underneath the glutes. Take the legs wide, and to start with, we're going to grab our yoga block just in front of us. We're going to take a walk forward, dropping our forehead to our yoga block, adjusting it to whatever height we need. And if it's not quite high enough, we can always bring pillows, blankets. So ideally your head is supported. And if you're still not there, if that's difficult today, every day can feel different, we can bring our elbows down and we can just support our chin. We're still getting that lengthening in the back of the legs and in the lower back. Perfect. Send your breath to where it's needed today. Where are you still holding tension? Where are you still holding worries? Remember, worrying is praying for the things we do not want, so just let go. We're taking one more breath here. We're going to make our way slowly back up. Remove that support. Bring in the left leg. Just tuck in that foot in. You can always support that knee if you need it with your block. We're going to reach for our right foot. Now this is where we might want our strap around our foot if we need, or if you don't have a strap, maybe just drop your hand to the leg. We're going to drop down the elbow. You can always use your block for your elbow as well. And then we're going to open up with that left hand. So you start to feel the stretch all the way down your left side of your body. Stretching long, maybe looking up if the neck allows. And if this feels quite comfortable, you can maybe start to head that left hand over towards the right foot. If you get there and it doesn't feel okay, you come back to that long arm. We're not pushing our body in yoga. We do that enough day to day. We want to just keep listening. You want to feel the stretch, but there should be no pain. Very slowly, if you come down further, you're just slowly coming back up. We're taking our time, no rush. And then send that left leg back out. We want to bring in the right. So our right foot comes in. We can take any support under that knee if we need it. Maybe our block is in place. And we're reaching for our left toe. Maybe just linking through the big toe, dropping the hand or grabbing our strap. Maybe that elbow is on the block. We want to open up the body, so we're taking a twist. We're reaching that right hand up. Maybe sending the gaze up. Maybe staying here, maybe taking that further towards that left foot. Last breath. Slowly, slowly bring our body back up. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, away from the body. Maybe your support is on your feet, maybe your block. We are going to start to fold down. So we want to take that walk with the hands. The other option is you can thread them through the legs. Hands can come on top of the feet. We want to lift out of the lower back and just start to send the body towards the toes. You can always grab your block again to support your head. Ideally, the head is supported. We use our breath here. We inhale fully. We exhale slowly, maybe delving deeper. Inhaling fully. Exhaling slowly. Finding your stillness in the pose, finding your position that feels best. And then just resting in that awareness, that sensation, that feeling. We're going to stay for 2 more breaths. We've got 1 more breath here. slowly make our way back up. Draw those knees back in, and we're going to lie down on our backs. Have your block to hand just close to you. We're going to lay all the way back. Just send the legs long for a moment. Bring the legs together and just take the arms long as well, so you're giving yourself a full body stretch all of the way. Push the heels away and then point the toes. Push the heels away again. And then as you exhale, start to bring the right knee into the chest. You're pushing your whole spine into your mat. Peel the shoulders down so they're not hunching to the ears. And let's just take a slow rotation through the ankle joint. Reversing that circle. Sending that heel to the ceiling, supporting the back of the thigh with the hands. We inhale, we exhale, we start to raise up the head if the neck is okay. And maybe we creep the hands up the leg. Maybe it feels easier than the first one we done at the start of our practice. And we keep drawing that leg closer to us. If there's any pain in the neck, we drop the head back down. We also have that option of grabbing a strap around the foot. We release the head down, still holding on to the leg if we can. Maybe drawing that leg a little closer. Deep stretch along the back of the leg. Send that heel back to the ceiling, send the arms alongside you. Point the toes of that right foot and just start to draw a circle. Open up into your hip joint. If it feels uncomfortable with the leg long, you can always take a bend into the knee. Maybe your circle's big, maybe your circle's small. And then reverse your circle. Send that heel back to the ceiling and slowly on your next exhalation, start to lower the leg back to the mat, keeping that chin tucked in. Once it reaches your mat, just give it a little shake, a little wiggle, and then draw the legs back together. Maybe you can feel the difference between the right and the left side. Let's draw in the left knee, squeeze it in. Peel the shoulders back to your mat. And then that circle with the foot. Reversing the other way. We're going to send that heel to the ceiling, supporting the back of the leg, linking the fingers, raising up the head, and then maybe creeping the hands up towards the ankle. Maybe you can always use your strap as well. You can always keep your head down. Make sure you're not holding the breath. Release the head back to your mat, drawing that leg a little closer to you, extending that stretch. Send that heel back to the ceiling, release the arms alongside you now, and then point the toes of that left leg. We're going to draw that circle, keeping the hips in line. You decide if your circle's big, if it's small. And reversing the other way. Trying to keep the right toes up to the ceiling. Push that heel away again. And then as you exhale, you slowly, with control, lower your left leg back down. Really slow movement so it meets your mat gently. Draw the legs back together and then take a bend into the legs. Separate the feet. Make sure you can touch your heels with your fingertips and push your spine into the mat, keeping that chin tucked in. Let's inhale, rise up into our gentle bridge. Bring the arms behind you. Squeeze the glutes. Holding here, tucking in the chin. We're going to slowly exhale, lowering the spine, lowering the arms, again with that control. All of the way down. So from here, just drop yourself over onto one side. We want to use our block, maybe a blanket or a pillow for our head. So make sure you've got some support for your head, your block, or maybe if you don't like to use a block in your back, you can use a pillow or a bolster. So we're going to use our block if we're using it in the middle of our back. You want to open into the heart area, the chest area. Your block is on your mat as you go back. Your hands are going to be your guide, so you can move your block up and down. You don't have to be in the position that you fall back on. So just keep your hands down on your mat, keep your feet on your mat as well, and then just start to fold back slowly towards your block. Taking your time. Make sure you have that support in place for your head, resting back on it. You can have the back of your head on the support, or maybe if you're quite used to this pose, maybe the crown of your head comes onto that support. I'm going to stick with the back of my head today, that feels better for me. Your arms are going to go out to the side, your palms are going to face upwards, and you're going to release your shoulders. You're peeling your shoulders back, sending your chest to the ceiling. And you're going to close your eyes. Feeling the heart space opening. Feeling that love flowing within. Knowing that it's the heart that controls the mind. Going back to your natural intuition. Your heart feeling. And what is your heart telling you today? We're going to take a bend into our elbows, using your elbows to push you up from your support, taking your time, removing your block, your pillows, your blankets, whatever you had in place. Having your blanket to hand to cover yourself. We are just going to do a side stretch, so I won't completely cover myself so you can see. You're going to lie back down all the way onto your mat. Just have your blanket at the bottom of your feet. Feet on the mat, arms away from you, palms facing up, and just let the knees drop over to your right side. Maybe turning your head over to the left. And if you want something a little stronger, you pick up your left foot and you place it on the outer edge of your left knee. Let your eyes close. Turn your head back to center, release that left foot if it's in place, and roll the knees back to the center of your mat. Let them fall over to the left side. Pick up the head and turn the gaze to the right. You have that option of that left heel on the outer edge of the right knee, drawing that stretch deeper. Close the eyes. Picking up the head, going back to center, we're releasing the legs. And this is where you're going to grab your blanket, cover yourself, make sure you're cozy, make sure you're warm for your final Shavasana. Once you're there, just give your head a little shake side to side, slowly to the right and slowly to the left. And then find that center point. Letting the eyes close. Palms facing upwards. Letting the whole body now take complete rest. Going back to your heart space. And as you inhale, just visualize a green light entering into your heart. That green light is spreading throughout the whole of the body. Bringing health, bringing happiness, bringing peace, and most importantly, bringing love. Love that you have for yourself. Feeling that love spreading to the fingers, to the toes, all the way down the legs, all the way down the arms. That love is spreading through the torso, the abdomen, the chest, the shoulders, the neck, the face, behind the eyes, the ears, and the whole of the head. The whole body is filled with green light. The whole body is filled with love. And just resting in this awareness now. When you feel ready, just starting to move your fingers, move your toes, take a stretch, bring the knees in, whatever feels good to awaken. Taking your time to bring yourself back up. Bringing your hands back to your heart space when you're ready. And bowing to Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much